Hello friends, it's me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel and to our saint story for kids. Today we're journeying back to 16th century Italy to meet a very special saint whose life was a beautiful prayer to God. Her name is Saint Catherine de Ricci, and her feast day is on February 2nd. She shows us that you don't need to do big, famous things to be a great saint. All you need is a heart full of love for Jesus. So, who was this amazing woman? Saint Catherine de Ricci was born into a noble family in Florence, Italy, way back on April 23, 1522. Her birth name wasn't Catherine, though. She was baptized Alessandra Lucretia Romilei de Ricci. It's a long name, isn't it? We'll just call her Catherine, the name she took when she became a nun. Sadly, Catherine's mother passed away when she was just a little girl. But God was watching over her, and she was raised by a very kind and loving stepmother. From a very young age, something was different about Catherine. While other kids might have been playing games, Catherine loved to find quiet corners to pray. She felt a special connection to Jesus and loved talking to him. She also had a big heart for people who were poor or sick, always showing them kindness. When she was only 6 years old, her family sent her to live with her aunt, who was in a Benedictine convent. A convent is a home for nuns, women who dedicate their lives to God, living there. Catherine's love for God grew even stronger. She learned so much about her faith and knew, deep in her heart, that she wanted to become a nun and give her whole life to Jesus. Even as a child, she spoke about God with a wisdom that surprised the grown-ups around her. As she grew older, her family hoped she would get married and have a family of her own, which was normal for a young lady from a noble family. But Catherine's heart already belonged to Jesus. She chose a different path. She joined the Third Order of St. Dominic and entered a convent called San Vincenzo in the town of Prato. This was where her incredible journey as a bride of Christ would truly begin. Life in the convent wasn't always easy for Catherine, especially at first. Soon after she joined, she started experiencing strange and severe illnesses. The other nuns didn't understand what was happening. Some of them even thought she might be pretending to be sick. Can you imagine how lonely and difficult that must have been? But Catherine didn't get angry or defensive. Instead, she was patient. She prayed for the sisters who doubted her and offered her suffering to God. Over time, the other nuns began to see that Catherine's experiences were very real and that she was truly special. Then something extraordinary began to happen. Catherine started having visions. These weren't just any visions. She began to experience the passion of Jesus Christ. The Passion is the story of Jesus' suffering, from his agony in the garden to his crucifixion on the cross, starting in February 1542, when she was just 20 years old. Every week from Thursday afternoon until Friday afternoon, Catherine would enter a state of ecstasy. In this state, she would spiritually live through the events of Jesus' Passion. She would speak aloud, as if she were part of the story, and visible marks and wounds would appear on her body. This incredible mystical gift lasted for 12 years. News of this spread far and wide, and many people came to the convent hoping to witness it. Eventually, the crowds became so disruptive that Catherine prayed for the visions to stop, and God granted her prayer. But that wasn't her only spiritual gift. Catherine could also see into people's hearts. She had a special wisdom that allowed her to give the perfect advice to someone who was struggling. People from all walks of life, from simple villagers to important church leaders like cardinals and future popes, came to her for guidance. She helped lead so many people closer to God with her simple, loving wisdom. One of her most famous friendships was with another great saint, Saint Philip Neri. What's amazing is that they lived far away from each other. Catherine was in her convent in Prato, and Philip was in Rome, yet they were spiritually connected. It's said that Catherine miraculously appeared to Saint Philip Neri in Rome without ever leaving her convent. He and other witnesses confirmed it. Their friendship was a beautiful example of how saints support each other through prayer. Even with all these incredible mystical experiences, Catherine was very down-to-earth and a fantastic leader. At a young age, she was chosen to be the prioress, which is the head of the convent. She led her sisters not with harsh rules, but with gentle love and great care. She taught them how to pray deeply and reminded them that holiness is found in the small, everyday acts of love and service we do for one another She made sure the sick were cared for and that there was a spirit of joy and peace in the community. Catherine's own life was filled with a lot of physical and spiritual suffering, but she never complained. She always kept a cheerful spirit and trusted completely in Jesus. Her example encouraged all her sisters to do the same. She showed everyone that being a leader isn't about having power. It's about serving others with a loving heart. After a long life filled with prayer, service, and quiet suffering, Saint Catherine de Ricci passed away on February 2nd, 1590. She was 68 years old. After her death, her reputation for holiness only grew. Many people came to pray at her tomb, and numerous miracles were reported through her intercession. The Church officially recognized her as a saint in 1746. Today, her body remains incorrupt, which means it has not decayed, and you can still see it in the convent where she lived. So what can we learn from this quiet yet powerful saint? First, Saint Catherine teaches us the importance of prayer. She showed us that prayer is simply about being with Jesus, talking to him and listening to him. It's not always about feeling something amazing. It's about being faithful every single day, even when it's hard. How can you make a little more time for quiet prayer in your day? Second, she teaches us how to handle suffering. We all face hard times, don't we? Catherine didn't run from her pain or complain about it. She offered it to Jesus, trusting that he was with her. She reminds us that our struggles can actually bring us closer to God if we unite them with his. Third, her life is a powerful lesson in patience and kindness. When the other nuns misunderstood her, she didn't get angry. She stayed gentle and prayed for them. In a world where it's so easy to get into arguments, Catherine's patience is a beautiful example for us to follow. And finally, she shows us that real holiness is found in small acts of love. You don't have to have visions or perform big miracles to be a saint. You can become a saint by being kind to your family, by helping a friend, by doing your chores with a cheerful heart, and by loving Jesus in your daily life. Saint Catherine de Ricci is the patron saint of those who are sick and anyone seeking guidance. Her life reminds us that God can do incredible things through a simple, humble soul who trusts in him completely. She invites us to slow down, to pray more, to trust more, and to love more. She shows us that holiness is for everyone who says yes to Jesus. Thank you for joining us to learn about the incredible life of Saint Catherine de Ricci. I hope her story inspires you to grow closer to Jesus through prayer and love. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more saint stories. Take care, everyone. Stay healthy and hungry for holiness. See you next time, and God bless you always.